Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, man. So, the Boxing Voice, I think they got Tim Tszyu's manager, you know, had an interview or they caught up with him or whatever. And he talked about they basically could vacate the WBO title, and I'm gonna tell you why. To avoid Terence Crawford and fight Errol Spence next. Now I told y'all, all these other dudes on YouTube, man, a lot of them niggas, man, if they really not named like Ness or Fred for real, them niggas don't be knowing what be going on. I'm telling y'all, like the lazy eye nigga and the cokehead, niggas don't really talk to them like that. Because they not no solid niggas. Like baby mama boy, like if you was to, like this is the thing about it. When people behind the scene plugged in with you, bro, and they say, well, don't say this. That's the test. When they tell you not to say something, don't fucking say it. Don't say it. That's the true test. And they might tell you something and see if you're going to run your mouth or see how solid you is. You know, niggas say what they want to say about me. I ain't that fucked over nobody. Nigga can't say, oh man, CJ did this to it. Never. 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 I might have ghosted a few bitches, but, you know, never. You know, I'm solid behind the scenes. I'm solid on wax. I try to help a whole bunch of niggas out on YouTube. Was it reciprocated? No, so I just choose not to no more. Because these niggas really some hoes. But niggas know how solid I am, bro. And I told y'all. And I told y'all what it was. I got that straight from the source. That they said they was negotiating with Tim Tszyu. And they was negotiating. I want to say maybe to possibly fight March 30th. We got to go back and watch the video, right? It's like Crawford dug Tim Tszyu, right? They say Tim Tszyu said no. Then I think somebody else hit me up, might have been the same person, no disrespect, and said, well, Tim Tszyu, that PBC offered Tim Tszyu to fight Errol Spence next if he can get past Keith Thurman. So the Keith Thurman Tim Tszyu winner was supposed to get Errol Spence, right? So what his manager is telling Ness from the Boxing Voice, and them, shout out to them, my man Danny over there, real cool, right? He telling them that, oh, we might vacate the WBO so we can fight Errol Spence Jr. Now, also, you got to factor all this in. And I told Herb don't ever want to believe me when the shit be right. Herb be like, oh, damn, you know. No, I told Herb I told you, Wichita, Kansas, Herb, I told you. Right? I told y'all. And the problem with it, the reason you like, why they doing this Bud and did not re-up with PBC? So through the WBO, he can order a mandatory. So that can go to purse bid. So they don't, if they negotiating with Bud, they trying to negotiate a deal for him to stay on PBC. I guarantee you. Now, this is me assuming at this point, at this part, they trying to probably get him to come back on PBC. He like, no, I like my flexibility. I don't want to give up my power of attorney. I don't want to give up my name, my rights, and all that shit to Al Heyman. Sorry. We don't want to do that. I'm Gucci. So he said, you know what? I'm just going to force them to fight through a purse bid. And they said, you know what? We'll just drop the belt. And we'll make Tim Tszyu versus Errol Spence for the WBC belt. I'm telling y'all, that's what they did. When he decided not to fight Tim Tszyu on March 30th, and he's supposed to fight him then, when they couldn't come to a deal, I think part of that coming to an agreement was, I think part of coming to agreement had to do with Terence Crawford signing back to PBC. And Terence like, nah, I ain't signing back to you ninjas. And they was like, okay. Hey, look here, Tim, hey, fuck that. And I don't think it's about Tim being scared or nothing, but then again, Tim can't say I'm a throwback fighter, I'm a real ninja, I'm a real fighter, I'll fight anybody, and then you vacate your motherfucking belt to avoid Terence Crawford, even if it's behind the business. Even if it's because of the business. Now, in my opinion, if Fondor win, then let Fondor go in there and fight Terence Crawford. Guarantee you it. Guarantee you that shit. So Tim Tszyu can't say, oh, these guys are scared, I'll fight anybody today. Then you vacate your belt not to fight Terence Crawford. That's why I don't listen to what these dudes be saying. Y'all be listening, oh, he said this and he said that, and he said he a real ninja, and he said, he don't wear Tommy Hilfiger on Tuesday. I be telling y'all about these dudes, man. They be saying one thing, but behind the scenes, it be a whole bunch of other shit. If I was a real chatty patty like Fred, man, I can tell y'all some shit that y'all won't even look at half these niggas the same way, bro. Y'all won't even look at half these niggas, but it ain't my place. These niggas ain't done nothing to me. So, especially they brothers, so I ain't got nothing to say. But I told y'all this shit a month ago. People was hitting me, especially from Australia. And, I get a lot of love out there. Shout out to Australia, man. They like, well, why do you believe this? And why? I'm just telling y'all, I heard from one side of the team that the dude didn't want to fight. Then I want to say somebody else told me that he was promised the Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu winner, which they figured it was going to be Tim Tszyu for the title, because it was a non-title fight at first. Now it's a unification for the vacant WC with Fondor. Was that the winner of Keith and Tim was getting Errol Spence. They already told us that. So when y'all talk about, well, Earl coming back versus a tune-up, and that's why Jeff like Earl should take a tune-up. He getting a new trainer, and he going right back into this fight. You like, well, why wouldn't Earl take a tune-up, right? Money. Don't nobody want to take a pay cut. I know I'm kind of all over the place. Don't nobody want to take a pay cut with inflation. So think about that. Think about the whole thing about inflation and map about inflation real quick. Let's talk a little econ here, right? It's economics 101. They couldn't find nobody to work in the pandemic because, they caused a scare. So they said, we'll overpay you guys to work, which a lot of people didn't, pay. Didn't still come in to pay. They overpaid people to go to work, right? So anytime they raised the pay rate up, right? They raise the pay. They're gonna overinflate everything. It's not gonna happen right after that. I bought a pack of blueberries. It was $6 bro. $5.48. So they're going to overinflate everything, and only way you really can negate that, right? You can go out there, be a hustler, hustle. That's the number one thing you gotta do. If you gonna hustle DoorDash, you gonna sell something on the side, that's what you gotta do. Find your hustle. People are lazy. T-shirts, whatever the hustle may be, being a handyman, whatever you actually can think of, along with your your pay. The more incomes you got, the better. And that's why, I'm on like 2, 3. But like Ken Sean said, niggas out there in Memphis said, he said 3 is too close to 2, 2 is too close to 1, and 1 is too close to none. So we got to have multiple incomes coming in, But anytime they raise up the pay like that, to pay out people, you know what I'm saying? They're going to raise everything up with it. That's just basic economics. They can stop the ride. They can regulate rent. They can regulate these food prices. They don't care to. But if you really want to know a crazy battle, y'all talking about what happened in Baltimore, go look what's happened over there in Europe with they farmers that they not talking about on mainstream TV. So don't nobody like Earl, even though you got your ass beat, you don't want to take a tune-up on a lesser card, or on the undercard, on a non-pay-per-view card. You take too much of a financial hit. I made 20 fighting Earl. I'm at 20, 30 fighting Terence. I forget what it was. Now I got to get back to fighting, making 5 or 6 or 7 in a tune-up fight, or 3 in a tune-up fight. Even though that should be the way to go. You should take 3 or 4 of those fights and just get yourself back together. But logic go out the window. When two things that go out the window, will go out the window with men. Two things. When it's ass involved and when it's money involved. And I tell y'all, the two things that guys fall out about is ass and money. And the two things that's the downfall is ass and money. See, instead of saying he looking at the money, like, okay, I'm going to get this money versus Tim Tszyu. I figure it out as I go. Cool. I don't want to take a pay cut. He did it versus Sean Porter. I thought we could put Sean Porter on regular Fox. Last football is Sunday. You're going to do a whole bunch of numbers. You're going to get notoriety. Oh, no, I want the pay-per-view money. He focusing on the bottom line. And when you focus on that bottom line, either bottom line I'm talking about, yeah, financial bottom line or that cootie cat that's at the bottom line of that woman, that's all you thinking about, you crash out. When you're not looking at this logically, when he should come back with 3 or 4 tune-ups, quit. And just get back in the gym. You got a new trainer. He should look at it that way. He's just looking at the money. He gonna fuck around. He gonna get hurt real bad. It's gonna be the end of him. I'm telling y'all. Can't nobody fix the issues that he got. I'm telling y'all, can't nobody fix them issues, bro. He is who he is at this point, right? So that's how you're looking at it. He's just a money hungry. When you hungry for money, and hey, it's human nature. When you hungry to survive, you're gonna do some shit that you're gonna take some chances that you usually ain't take. When you horny as hell, you usually take some chances with some women you on an average day or in a normal feeling, it wouldn't take. When you need to get it off, or you need to get your bucks up, or your bills up like Challenge to see Billups, you start to do things that's not in your nature. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I told y'all this a month ago. I mean, y'all don't want to start believing. Y'all ain't gonna be happy till I'm gone off this motherfucker, man. So I stopped talking boxing and shit. And if I do talk boxing, you gonna have to pay for it on Patreon. We coming closer to that day, then we closer than further from that day. Trust and believe me. But hey, man, check out the boxing room playlist, boxing news playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. Doing some great work on Facebook. If you ain't checked this out, check it out. You can follow me on Kick, Twitch, Spotify, Amazon Music, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Shout out to everybody that donate to the channel. Best way to donate: share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon button, hit all notifications. Please.